This is Dr. Ganesh Naidu, Assistant Professor, CS based department. Today I would like to discuss on Introduction to Database Management System concept. Actually, DBMS is a collection of programs that enables users to create and maintain database. Database is a collection of related data. This is the DBMS familiar definition. So now I will go through insight of each and everything. So introduction to database management systems. First, data. What is meant by data? Data is a raw information in unorganized form. That is, data represents known facts or raw information in unorganized form, such as alphabets, numbers or symbols, anything. So data is nothing but anything. It may be numericals 1, 2, 3 like that, alphabets A to Z like that. So are symbols, some special symbols like that. It may be anything. Okay, so data may be anything. So database. Next, what is meant by database? So database is an organized collection of data describing the activities of one or more related organizations. Okay, so it is an organized collection of data. It is an organized manner. Database is a organized manner. So that is a employee database. It consists of all data which is related to employee. So student database, it is consists of all data related to student. That is student personal details, student academic details, academic information, next student sports related information, student extracurricular activities information, student projects information, like that. It is related to student. Okay, database is a collection of related data which is in the form of tables. So that is related to particular domain, a particular specific object like that. Okay, that is a university management system, university database. University database consists of data related to university. So in universities, different departments, for each and department, different faculty. So next, university collaborations, next university infrastructure, next university student faculty ratio, like that, and accreditations, inspections. So these are lab facilities, softwares which are available, like that. These are all related to university. Like that, database is nothing but just collection of related data. Data is in the form of tables that is particular to one specific domain. They are related, one or more related organizations. So that is database. Next, database management system. Database management systems is nothing but it is simply, I can say the familiar definition. It is a collection of programs that enables users to create and maintain data. So in the form of tables. Okay, so just we are writing some code, some SQL code we are writing to create the data and maintain the data in the database, so organize the data. So this is all about, DBMS is all about maintaining the data, managing the data. It is a software package that allows to create the data and maintain the data and retrieval of the data. So everything, it is a software package. Okay, it is a software designed to assist in storing, maintaining and utilizing large collections of data. That is a large collections of data. So the database management system is a computer software application which interacts with the end users, other applications and the database itself to access. Just using DBMS, we can access the data, update. If the information, any information in the table is wrong, you can update the data. So manage, you can manage the data, you can organize the data, analyze the data. So the data is in form of a tables. It consists of, for example, some 1,000 rows like that. You can analyze the data. The 1,000, for example, it is customer data. So 1,000 customers, which category items purchased. So like that, analyzation is also we can get through DBMS. We can do analysis, not in depth. So in-depth analysis, we are having separate concept that is extension of DBMS, that is data warehouse. There we will see. So here DBMS is nothing but we will use for day-to-day operations. So for example, in bank, day-to-day customer transactions, daily transactions, in supermarket, daily transactions, daily purchasing items by customers, those can be maintained in the tables. So it is not more than 2 to 3 months data. So it is a small time period of data it consists of. Okay, it consists of up to 100 GB of data, only maximum of 100 GB of data. That is maximum. So it number of users are very high for a database. Why? Because daily transactions we can upload in a database. So college database means you can upload college related data. Database administrators are there. They will upload college detailed information, students information, parents information, any daily transactions. So these are daily transactions we will update in the database. So database management system is nothing but to organize the data, first to create the data, update the data, maintain the data, next organize the data, so how you can use the data, so application of the data, that it focuses on. Next, advantages of DBMS over file system. Before database management system, we are having file system. File system having many drawbacks. That's why we came to DBMS, database management system. So file system, we are having redundant data. So data inconsistency, integrity is not there, security is not there, privacy measurement, privacy policies are not there. In file system, we are having only one security mechanism, that is password. Password is the only one security method we can use in file systems. In DBMS, unlike to files, we are having many security mechanisms, many security supporting methods are there to secure the data. So to prevent the unauthorized accessing data. So next, easy access to data. So in DBMS, we can easily access the data. It is in the form of tables. Layman can also understand the data. Layman can also easily go through the data and collect the data. So it will be very easily accessed when compared with the file system. So in file system, any file, any programming language used from Pascal to present Java.NET, any language files you use, you store the data, means the person should know the technical ability of that particular language. Okay, it is very difficult to maintain the data in the files. Okay. Next, easy recovery. So when files doing operations in files, when power failure or any system crash occurred, so it is difficult to recover the data. So it will be stored in the main memory. So when you are doing operations on the data in the files, immediately power off or any hardware system failure occurred, it is difficult to manage the data. It is difficult to cope up with the changes what you have done. Okay, it is difficult to store the data. So and recover the data. So when any crash occur, you will lose the data. The data recovery is not possible in file system. Where in DBMS we are having recovery management system, especially this backup and recovery supporting system is there in DBMS, which is many more advantage, log based system. So everything, every time to time, the data which we are executing, the transactions, those can be stored in a log file. Backup can be maintained in the DBMS, which that cannot be maintained in the file system. File system, there is no such a technique or methodologies are there. So from file system to DBMS, why we came here? These all are the different advantages that DBMS is having, different features that DBMS is having. So with that, we can easily store the data and access the data, manage the data efficiently when compared with the file system. Okay, flexibility, that is also main thing. Flexibility, data managing data, the updation or data moving, data dropping or anything you can easily do. You can that is flexibility of data. Flexibility of data can be done easily. Okay, so that data is flexible in DBMS when compared with the file system. In file system, you will not find out such flexibility to modify the data or to generate the data or wherever in the file system you are writing in a programming way, so you cannot find out that much flexibility. So advantages of database management system, what I discussed, drawbacks of file systems, no? Those are nothing but advantages of database management system. We are having several advantages of database management system. First one is the data independence. One level of data is independent to other level of data. So in DBMS, you are having plenty of data, that is a collection of related data in the form of tables, as we already discussed. Those tables are in different levels, for example. So those levels, that is hierarchical, for example, hierarchical. Okay, here I am discussing about the first. In hierarchy, we are having in higher level what we are having management or we can just simply employee. It is a high level employee, manager level of employee. Okay, so this manager level of employee is having some permissions which cannot be done by this manager. So under manager we are having several number of employees, that is employee 1, employee 2 and so on, employee and so on, employee N. Okay, so this manager level is different from employee level. Okay, that is for example, this is a grade 1 employee, so this is a grade 2 employee, these are the grade 2 employees. These all can be controlled by the manager. Okay, so for example, these are the employees, this is the manager. In place of manager, we just assume team leader controls the team. These all are the number of employees which work on. Okay, so when a number of employees are working under a team lead having specific privileges which cannot be accessible to lower level employees. Okay, so this data independent, this level of data is independent to this level of data. So this in this employee level, you maintaining some data that is completely independent to this level. Manager level data or hierarchy, higher level position people which are having data, that level of data is unaware, that level of data is unaware, that should be unaware to lower level of employees. That is a security privacy issue, you can say. Higher level of employees who can have some privileges, those lower level employees cannot have. That data independence, this level of data is completely independent from this level of data. So this the data independence is there in DBMS. Data independence, that is the main thing. In DBMS we are having data independence. One level of data is independent from the other level of data. There are so many levels. Okay, not only these two levels. You real time, you take any example, it is having multiple levels, 5-6 levels also. Each and every level data should be unaware from other level of data. In such cases, DBMS feature, data independence, is very useful. Okay, so the one level of data is completely unaware from other level of data. That is data independence. Next, efficient data access. You can access the data efficiently. You can access the data efficiently. So I already told, in data is in the form of tables. You can easily access the data. You can easily access the data. We are having querying mechanism. Using querying mechanism, you can retrieve the data from the table easily. If the table contains 1000 or 10,000 rows also, we can easily extract the data by simply writing a query to the database or table. So you can retrieve the data. Accessing is very easy. Next, data integrity and security. Data integrity. So here two conflicts are there. You observe. So we are discussing data independence is the advantage of database management system. Here, data integrity is also one advantage of the database management system. See, here levels of data are independent to each other. So are different types of data or different tables. Each and every table is independent to each other. At the same time, we can combine the tables using some integrity mechanisms. Using some integrity constraints, you can connect the tables. Number of tables can be connected using this integrity mechanisms, integrity constraints. So whereas data, obviously each and every table is independent to other table. If you need to connect the data, you can connect one table to other table using referential key constraints. That is a separate concept which we will go through in further classes. So that is one table is connected to other table. It is like object-oriented mechanism features. Have you seen them? Inheritance, one level of one class inherits the properties from the other class in the same level. Here a number of tables are there. One table access the details of the other table. One table refers the details of the other table, access the data of the other table. Okay, so this is nothing but simply we can say parent table and child table relationship, like as in inheritance parent class, child class, in the same way. So from parent table to child table, the data can be accessed. The child table can access parent table data. So number of parents tables can have a single child table. In the same way, one parent table having one child table, again that child table having another child table. Like that, from one table to other table, data can be accessed. So data is transferring, data is linked from one table to other table. One table to other table, that is the integrity, combining the tables, that is the combination of tables, how you are combining the table, how you are linking the table. Okay, so in database, I discussed regarding employee. So employee database, in employee database you are having multiple tables. Each and every table is having obviously related to employee data only. So these all tables, how they connected to each other means that is using referential constraints, referential key constraints. That is nothing but foreign key constraints. So like that, data integrity can be maintained, security can be maintained. Next, data administration. Data administration, in database you are having data administration, data organization, data privileges, data access, which people should access the data, which people should not access the data, the privileges, permissions, granting permissions, revoking permissions. These all can be done by data administrator. So in the college level, if we see data administrator, DBA, what they will do, the students who detained in the particular year, those students' details should be removed from the database. So or who passed out, those students' details should be removed from the database. So like that, first years joined, those students, first year students' details should be entered in the database. So like the database should be updated always. Irrelevant data is there. Okay, so are detained, some people detained, some students detained. Those information should be deleted from the database. Okay, so like that, for employees, which data should be accessible? For the higher level people, which data should be accessible? In the college level, management people, which level, which data should be accessible? Which data data should be data permissions head of the institution is having. Those permissions, all permissions cannot be given to head of the department. In the same way, head of the department who are having some privileges or access, those permissions cannot be given to the faculty in the department. So like that, data administration takes a very vital role in organizing the data in the college level, in the organization level, or outside any bank. Data admin, bank also data administrator will be there. So anywhere, database administrator will organize the data and privileges everything, security related issues, everything can be monitored by database administrator. Next, concurrent access and crash recovery. In database, we are having the other feature. We can parallelly access the data. We can parallelly retrieve the data from multiple tables at a single time. At a single time, you can do multiple transactions also. Number of transactions. Concurrent access means you can access the data concurrently, you can access the data parallelly from multiple tables, multiple databases at a time you can do. Next, concurrent access, along with that we can say concurrent execution also. So parallelly you can execute. In database you are having number of schedules, each schedule is having number of transactions. Okay, so one schedule is going through some number of transactions, other schedule is going through some number of transactions. In schedule 1 it is 10 transactions, for example. In schedule 2 it is 20 transactions. At a time number of transactions will go that will not impact on the other transactions, okay, which are participating, which transactions are going on in execution. Those impact is not on the other transactions. So concurrent access, this all comes under concurrent access. So this also we will see in further classes in depth along with examples. Concurrent access is a very needed feature. When in present days, without concurrent access we cannot do anything. Okay, so we are seeing plenty of users, crores of users at a time dealing transactions through PhonePe or Google Pay, so or any type of transactions. So those are going through very bigger amount. Okay, in sequential access, in sequential execution, it is not at all possible in the present scenario. So anyway, this DBMS is a older concept. It is developed by IBM in 1960s. In 1960s, at that time, IBM developed database management system concepts. Okay, so from those time, we are having those time itself. We use these features and we fastly done the execution or accessing. So this can be developed again to multiple data related environments. That is, DBMS extension is a data warehouse. Next, data warehouse is having store the capability of storing the data up to 100 terabytes. Even that is also not enough, okay, due to so many IP addresses, so much of data through web platforms or different social media sites. Next, we went to big data. So again, from big data we went to cloud. Okay, so these all are the data storing purpose only. So initial first one is the DBMS, which is developed by IBM in 1960s. Later on, for our usage purpose, when data increasing day by day too much, in 1990 data warehouse came. Next, later big data, cloud computing, those concepts came to sustain with the data which we are generating day by day. So that is that comes under data science also. So here reduce next thing is crash recovery. In DBMS, we are having crash recovery mechanism. So that is you are having system crashes in the execution time. Then the data you may lose. That data can be retrieved. Data can be recovered by using crash recovery management system, which is another feature of the DBMS, through which we can able to recover the data which we lost. Next, the reduced application development time. So using DBMS, you can develop any application or web app easily. Okay, so in the back end you store the data in form of database. In front end you can use HTML, CSS, or you can use Angular JS, React JS. So there are so many things. In front end you can use Java. Okay, so back end you can use database, JDBC, ODBC connections you can give, and you can create an app like that. In an interface you can create like that many in many number of front end languages. Whatever you can use in the back end, you can use a database which you can connect. Okay, and in the front end you can use Python. Okay, so Python taking that you can use to create the interface. In the back end you store the data in the form of tables, that is by using a database. These all are the advantages of the database management systems.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.